What's up, Mortgage Coach community? I am still in Sales Mastery 2019, and I'm with Stephanie Johnston. What's up? It's good to have you. You are with Service Source Mortgage.
Yes.
And where are you based out of?
Dallas-Fort Worth.
Dallas-Fort Worth. So one of the things I pride myself on is I'm always looking for great loan officer stories who use Mortgage Coach. And I found someone who's done 1,495 total cost analysis, and I've never interviewed her. So we're going to do our first interview here at Sales Mastery. Stay tuned, guys. There'll be a mortgage strategy interview coming, where we actually get the TCA, we talk about it. But tell everybody in the Mortgage Coach community, why are you using Mortgage Coach and how are you using it?
I think one of the things that came up with me is we're big on education. So we want our clients to have complete and total transparency, know all their fees, payments throughout the entire process. And we've tried all types of things along the way, the traditional fee sheet, make our own, do this, and it just wasn't special. It wasn't great. So stumbled upon Mortgage Coach by accident. I don't even remember how. And looked and said it was awesome. I think it's only been 2.5 years for all those TCAs.
Yeah, 1,400 in 2 years.
So I didn't know that, so that's super impressive. I'm excited about that. So that means 1,400 people got a Mortgage Coach and actually had clarity in their numbers, right? So I came from a world where a lot of people were scared to send out numbers, and they hid behind, well, if I send it, they're gonna shop me. I'm like, no, if you educate them, they won't. And so being able to show them and have complete clarity and have them visually see something, and especially the people that won't come into my office, having the live feature and be able to go through that over the phone with them, it was game changing for sure.
So a couple questions came to mind. First of all, how much business do you do? I'm not even sure myself yet. How much production?
This year we should end up 75 million, somewhere in that route. We passed loan. We helped our 200th client this morning. Fun. So we've never gone to 200, and we did that this month. So hopefully we'll end up 250, 260, and clients served when we finish up.
So to say she's a top 1% would be an understatement. I mean, congratulations. I mean, that's to hit over 200 loans, helping 200 families in a single year. That's huge.
By October, right?
Yeah. So congratulations. So you said two things. You talked about when people don't come into your office, how you use Mortgage Coach. So first of all, what percentage of people come into your office versus ones that don't?
We always ask. So I'm big on not assuming how a client wants to communicate with me. How do they want us to communicate with them? So we say, do you want to come in or do you want to do phone? It goes through stages. I think actually the highest percentage of people that come to my office are actually younger, which is defying the odds, but that's what we see. I think more of our clients are phone consults. We do a scheduled set time to go through all the numbers where they're in front of their computer, tell them they need to have Mortgage Coach up, explain what it is before, and so we can go through it with them. And I think being able to see the numbers while we go through them is a great substitute for them not coming in. And they get the exact same experience and tell them it is no different and you're gonna have the same experience via phone or in our office.
And so a term that's used in the retail space is called Omnichannel. And if you're a specialty retailer, you have had an acronym called WACD. That stands for what Amazon can't do, you need to do. And you look at like the Nordstroms, there's a lot of technology that wraps Nordstroms. Like if you want to go into Nordstroms, it's a great experience. But if they don't have what you want, they'll send it to you. And if you want to shop online,
pretty true, they'll
send it to you. I mean, they're giving you what you want and how you want it, and that's what you just described. You're delivering an omni-channel experience. It's what the consumer wants, and it's a hybrid of in-person or digital. So the live, I just recently did an interview from one of the best loan officers in the country on, his name is Craig, oh my gosh. Forgot Craig's last name. Craig Spence. Sorry about that, Craig. He has some of the highest conversion, and he's got this process where it's like he sends them an email, make sure the husband and wife are there. He has this whole process on how he walks them through the TCA. Just give us a minute or two on when you do Mortgage Coach Live, that you didn't get in the office. How do you set that up? How do you frame it so that the tech experience is good for the family?
I think you have to realize I'm big on numbers, and that speaks to me and the engineer brain. Some people will say they don't like working with those. I do. Those engineer people work like I do. But I learned that I go deeper with certain clients depending on what they're telling me that they want to hear.
Right.
So some clients want to, go all the way down to numbers and cents and where this $1 came from and what if this happens, and some of them are going to do higher level. So we go through different comparisons. So we, up front, before we've gotten this set, we're going to ask the client's goals. So we're looking at price point versus monthly payment, out of pocket. A lot of the time in our market that does not line up with our property taxes and how prices have increased. So we're showing them different strategies to meet different goals and trying to usually somewhere meet in the middle. So we go through the overview on the front page, show them the different comparisons, dive deep into payments. So a good time of mine is going through why the payment is where it is.
Understanding the
difference?
transactional details.
Yes. Why is it that there? Because normally they don't love the payment that's associated once we add those property taxes in there. And then with the cash to close section, we are diving down, and I break it into sections where we're talking lender fees, third party fees, and prepaids. And we speak a lot to that because everyone looks and sees the total and says, this is a lot. Why is it there? So we open up the fee detail, go through that and show them it pulls through, and show that most of the cost to buy a home in Texas is property tax, insurance, so your prepaids.
Right. So take away, because I've talked to her a little bit, she's doing what I call the transactional triangle: rate, payment, closing costs. She's using Mortgage Coach to communicate that. She's always starting with, what are your goals? And then we even at Mortgage Coach, where we believe in transparency, too much information is just as bad as too little. So she's being tailored, like, how deep do I go into this? How often do you show like a prepay strategy? Like, hey, what if you prepaid your mortgage? How much would you save? Is that like a move that you do a lot?
Every client.
So
after they close, it's actually built into our CRM where we do a term reduction. We send that out, we explain why we're sending it, and we send it out a couple times after that, automated out of our CRM, to show them the power of doing that and suggest, if they want us to change it, but give them some great assumptions and just say $100 makes a big difference. You don't have to spend as much as you think to make a big dent in this loan.
So guys, I just did an interview yesterday for Sales Mastery. It was the Tuesday interview with Ryan Grant, and it was how to be a black belt in mortgage advice. And really it should just be how to be a black belt in mortgage. And we talked about how you have to, you're doing it. Every family is getting that epiphany of, hey, what if you prepaid your mortgage? Look how much faster you could pay it. Every single client. So she's a black belt. I need to make sure I interview you on that. Although it sounds like you're doing Omnichannel really well, you're doing the live really well, you're always giving people options, you're showing the cost over time. You can put more videos on it.
I'm gonna do that.
In full disclosure, she's like, well, I do video, I just don't put the Mortgage Coach video, so we'll push you to do that. So maybe you're a brown belt. So maybe you're a brown belt.
Why, I don't know why. That's just, it's easy. Why do I not? So we're going to start that tomorrow. Don't worry.
Okay, so you're a brown belt officially. And then once you do that, I will sign off on the black belt. And for anybody who's wondering, what do you need to be to do a Mortgage Coach black belt? Watch the interview with Ryan Grant, and you have to do that 300 times. She's done it 1,500, so literally after you do like 10 videos,
then I can be added.
I'll sign off on black belt. Cool, so you're talking to the Mortgage Coach community. You and I are going to do another interview that will be we'll probably put this on our YouTube channel, but it'll be like a full mortgage strategy interview. But any last words of wisdom? Because you've seen some of my interviews.
I think some of the other things that I would want to touch on is, I think what was game changing also for us in the fact of refinances and being able to add value to our past clients with those. I'm the person that any loan that I'm going to give someone, I need to fully understand the benefit of it and the true dollar savings. And that's really hard to calculate with calculators and all these crazy things. Mortgage Coach does it for you, and it's so easy and it's visual. And when we showed the clients that and they called anyone else and they didn't get those, what's the true dollar savings, because that's mostly why they're refinancing, it was game changing and helped us lock a lot more refis.
Good, so we helped you close some extra loans. And did you hear that? It's easier. Every time I interview a loan officer who's done like more than 20 total cost analysis, I'll ask them why, and they'll say, the sales advantage.
It saves time. It is quicker to do a Mortgage Coach than to do a fee worksheet.
Boom. Drop mic. Hopefully you got some value from this. If you liked it, give us a like. If you loved it, give us a love. Share it with your mortgage friends. Stephanie, I look forward to our next interview.
All right. Thanks.
Right on.